As my dad always told me, don't just talk about the problems. What's your solution to the ephemeral pond and the constant trashing of it throughout the year? What's the solution, David?
The other species that's here in the Chihuahua Desert in this ephemeral pool, an ephemeral pool means there's only water in it 1 to 2 months a year.
First species is the spadefoot toad. It's soon to be on the threatened list of endangered species. Second is the fairy shrimp of New Mexico, which only recently discovered is in our desert, and these ponds are necessary for its survival.
Okay, so here I brought back loads of yard waste. Some of it's straw. Looks like it came from maybe grown chickens or some sort of horse thing to lay down, or maybe some of it's yard waste. Anyway, I picked up a bunch of bags of that, and what I'm going to suggest is David Johnson's bio reactor. Here you take tubes here with holes in it, PVC drainage tubes, and here the tire shop loaned me this big rubber object with a lot of holes in it. So if you put layers of manure, let me show you what horse shit looks like. Horse shit and layers of the used straw, yard waste, and some of your kitchen vegetables, leftovers, etc., fruits, then you're building compost. So instead of going to Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart buying your compost, you could be making your own. It doesn't take all that much space. So, my dad always told me, David, if you raise a problem, come up with a solution. Nobody wants to hear your problems, David. Okay, so my solution is to take and get this iron over there, the recycling center, get the plastic and the bottles to the recycling center that I'm not using, and the garbage, well, we'll put that where it needs to go in the dumpster. And so this is David Boje. I'm a storytelling researcher for the last 35 years, written 25 books, 140 articles. It's pretty well-cited stuff in the social science literature, and I think that we can do better with kind of reclaiming the recycled material and make a greenhouse out of it. Make a little place to grow something out of the used tires. They don't have to go into the desert, into the desert pond, the ephemeral pond that gets water 1 or 2 months a year and has an endangered species, the fairy shrimp, and a near threat endangered species, both facing potential extinction because people are not building compost units and not taking trash somewhere where it can be disposed of properly. But this is a governmental problem too. I mean, it needs coordination of the city, county, state, federal, because in the Conservancy Association, they need to find a way in which the poor people of New Mexico can have an alternative to this. And education, this is a problem for education, because when you're educating people in K through 12 and then in college, universities, they need to understand about the cycle of life, that underneath this ground is water. It's your groundwater. And in that ephemeral pond, that's the life for some potentially endangered and endangered species. And just, do you really want to sacrifice nature for Bud Light, Coors, and plastic bottles and garbage bags, you know? Is that the world you want to live in? Personally, I think it's a no-brainer. But that's my truth, and that's because I've been studying the science. I've been reflecting on what's underneath the ground, not just what's on top of the ground. And it's time to do something a little bit more intelligent and creative and responsible with the trash. Party up, have a great time, but pack it on out. Thank you. David Boje, over and out.